welcome to my channel. I'm Chantal, and tonight I'm going to make a baked ziti for dinner. So, as you can see here, I have an onion, a small onion that I'm going to finely chop. And yes, I'm going to hide it, try to, because hubby doesn't like the onions, we all know that. 2 cloves of garlic I'm going to grate, and just 1 pound of lean ground beef. I'm going to cook that, add my tomatoes and my onion and garlic, and let that simmer down. I've already cooked my pasta, and once this is cooked, I'm going to add the pasta with it, put it in a baking dish, and I'm going to add these little pearl-sized mozzarella. And I'm just gonna mix that in there, throw that in the oven, and this is gonna melt. And when you're biting into it, you're gonna have ooey gooey mozzarella. Just delicious, full of flavor. Of course, we're gonna have our typical seasonings, your salt, pepper, your garlic powder, parsley, basil, all that stuff. So let's get cooking. All right, so I added the chopped onion in here, and just waiting for the skillet to come up to the heat. Added some olive oil. I'm just gonna let that simmer for a little bit, let it sweat, and then I'm just gonna quickly add the ground beef in there, and then the garlic. So it'll start sizzling. You'll hear it in a minute. This is a good hearty dinner, cheap on the budget. And the kiddos will love it, especially when they bite into the little bite-sized mozzarella, and it's really good. The next day, you could eat it the next day as well. I'm not a fan personally of pasta the next day because it just totally absorbs all the liquid, but totally up to you if you wanted to add, some of your favorite jarred pasta sauce. That's totally up to you to give it some more sauce. If not, you're gonna eat it all up. All right, now it's finally coming up to a heat, and I thought I would do you guys a favor and chop the onion before off camera, so you don't see me crying, because I cry all the time with the onions. And this one was a fresh one, and I can smell it as it's getting warmed up. It's fresh. Feel that right away in the nostrils, in the eyes. So I don't want to brown the onions. I just want to get them softened. So it just takes a couple of minutes, that's all. And I'm going to make the kiddo a little surprise. I'm going to warm up some garlic toast, so that way he can dip his garlic toast. He likes that. So, all right. So that's nice and starting to soften up now. So now I'm just going to add the ground beef and then break it up in here. I chose lean ground beef. I didn't want too much fat in here, so that way I didn't have to drain it. Sometimes if you do an 80-20, you should drain some of that fat off, but totally up to you. Okay, so let's get this all incorporated. I'm going to add the chopped garlic in there, with every last little piece of garlic. All right. Oh, that smells delicious, the onion. And once that garlic hits the heat, absolutely delicious. All right. This browning. I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit. I have this on high heat. Now let's just get this going. And then I'm going to throw this in a, you could put it 350 or 375 depending on what heat-proof Pyrex or whatever you're using. Depends if it's a see-through or not. Some will take a hotter temperature, so it's totally up to you. Just until really the mozzarella melts, really. no more than 15-20 minutes. That's all you need, because everything is already cooked, so there's no need to continue cooking. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep browning this a little bit more. And then once it's browned a little bit more, then I'm gonna add the sauce, because I want the sauce to cook down, and then I'm gonna start adding the seasoning. Okay, so I'm almost there. All right, so that's good. All right, now I'm just gonna add the sauce. And don't worry, I know you see some pink still in the ground beef. Don't worry, that will all cook down once we cook down the tomatoes, and then when we put it in the oven. Okay, so let's get this all stirring together. Mix this. All right, so now let's add our seasoning. Okay, again, freshly ground pepper. I need to get some more. As you can see, I'm almost out. Okay, I'm going to turn this down before I start wearing it. Okay, of course, freshly ground salt and some parsley. If you have fresh parsley, you would add a little bit more than dried parsley, because dried parsley is stronger to the taste than fresh parsley. Okay, and same thing with basil. You can add freshly chopped basil if you wanted to. A couple of leaves in here, you would add that at the end. Me, I'm just gonna add just a couple of dry ones in here. And let's add some, even though I added fresh garlic, I'm gonna add a little garlic powder, just a little sprinkle. 1/4 of a teaspoon is all you need. All right, let's stir all this together. Oh, it smells delicious in here. Love pasta night. All right, get all that incorporated, and we're gonna let this simmer. Okay, and I'm gonna put the lid on so that way it doesn't splatter everywhere. I make a mess enough as it is. I don't need this to splatter any more than it already did as I cook the meat down. Oh, if you can only smell it. All right, I'm gonna throw the lid on here and let it cook down, okay?
Now I'm going to mix everything together in a pot that the pasta was in. And yes, that frying pan was heavy and awkward, trying not to burn myself or make a mess. I brushed some olive oil in the Pyrex so that the pasta wouldn't stick.
Okay, that was quite the task, putting all this together, mixing it without making a mess or burning myself. Now the fun part. So when you get these, you can get it either in a tub with some of the water, still the brine, or you can get it like this in a package. And now we're just gonna break these up. And see how small these are? Little bite size, tinier than little bite size. So just gonna slowly break it up and then mix it in here. Okay. And breaking up some more. These are fun to break up. Delicious. They're good if you want to make some kind of hors d'oeuvre, entree. If you're entertaining, you can put them on a little skewer with little mini tomatoes, little cherry tomatoes, some basil. Okay, and some more. I just want to load this all up on the top, so when you cut into it, it's just gonna melt. All right, make sure I get some. I don't want to go too far in the bottom of the pan. I don't want it to stick. All right, so let's just get all this goodness mixed in. Last one. All right, perfect. Now I'm gonna add this into the oven until you see it all melt. All right, so I took it out of the oven and look at this ooey gooey goodness. Hot, of course. I'm trying to get some of the mozzarella, as you can see. Put some on my plate here. This is so hot. Oh my goodness. Delish. Okay. And I made some garlic toast real quick because I know the kiddo's gonna like this. All right. So let's taste. That's gonna be too stringy. All right. Give this a taste. It's so good. So creamy, so flavorful. And this ooey gooey cheese. I hope the kiddos will love this. I'll pull it for miles. I hope you enjoy watching how easy this is to make a baked ziti. Basic ingredients. And I hope you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when my next video comes out. Thank you guys.